Hi everyone, it's Dr. Raj. So on today's show I talked about addictionships. Now you may have never heard of that term before, and that's because I recently coined that term. So let me tell you about where that came from for me. What I discovered, and really what I saw in sitting with thousands of people, was that there were these recreative elements, these parts of their what I call psychological blueprints that they then recreate in their adult lives. Someone I used to treat used to choose a lot of emotionally unavailable people to get involved with on an intimate level. And then when we look back, that there were some key critical events in which there was a lack of emotion in his childhood. Another person comes to mind. This person used to have an abrasive relationship with his father. Now his business partner, somebody he's chosen to get involved with, is somewhat abrasive. So what I'm saying is that our mind recreates past unresolved conflict. Now remember, what's the best predictor of the future? Well, simply the past. And I know many of us say, you know what, I do not want to recreate this relationship I just left. But what you have to first deal with is understanding the addictionship, or the repetitive components that one continues to recreate time and time again. I think many of us have, come across that time where we say, you know what, I don't want to recreate this particular relationship ever again. And then lo and behold, the body's changed, but here we are once again. So what I'm saying is we have to first understand what are our unfulfilled issues in these relationships. And I bet you what you're going to find is that there's a theme. So we all have a theme, a repetitive theme, the pothole that we keep hitting. And we've all hit that pothole on the road, and many times what do? We take the same road and we hit the pothole again, and we hit the pothole again. Even though when we know it's there, we're still taking the same road. Eventually we say, you know what, I think I'm going to take a different road. But first we have to understand, how did this road get built? Why do I keep preferring to go down this road? And what it again has to do with is the mind recreates in almost an addictive fashion, because it has this predisposition to go and choose that same type of person again. So that's what I mean by an addictionship. And what you want to be, obviously, is in a relationship, right? Relationship, relate. We want to relate to our partner, and we want it to be healthy. And also, let me say something about partnership. In a partnership, there needs to be a partnership, right? Two people need to participate. You need to come up with ground rules that work for both of you. And sometimes, these are unilateral types of decisions, and that can cause problems. So what I want you to do, and here's your take-home assignment, I want you to look for your repetitive themes in your relationships. And some of you might say, you know what? No, person A was so different than person B, was so different than person C. But you know what? When I sit with somebody and we start looking closely, usually the signs were there early on. What we say is, that's okay, they'll change. And you know what? It might, but you can't count on it for sure. For those, actually anyone watching this video, I suggest the following. Not on the first date, but maybe on the third or fourth date, you say, hey, you know what? How do you feel about therapy? If we ever had to go, would you go? I think it's one of the most important characteristics is to understand that we don't know everything about everything, and everybody has their area of expertise, and sometimes it just really makes sense to get some help. So look for those themes, reach out for support, don't continue to recreate your addictionship. This is Dr. Raj saying, be well.